Hello students! Are you enjoying this wonderful month of October, getting your Halloween decorations ready and perhaps maybe sitting outside, like I say, just enjoying this wonderful day? Well, whatever your situation is, I'm coming to you to offer you an excellent opportunity for some extra credit. With Learning Project 2, as well as Learning Project 3, you watched people solve videos, demonstrate the process of problem solving on YouTube. Now with Learning Project number 4, you have the opportunity to see people solve problems that apply to Chapter 7. If you haven't looked at those videos yet, I encourage you to go to PAWS in the content area, YouTube videos for Learning Project 4, and start watching those now. I think you've already seen how important, how critical the homework problem solving process is. As you solve those problems, if you will videotape yourself solving the problems in such a way that others can follow, I'm going to read you the instructions, that others can follow along and learn the problem solving technique from you, I will give you an extra credit point for that, up to 3 videos for 3 points total. Okay, now, how are you going to do this? You record a video. You can use, a lot of people have cell phones that will record videos. Some people have webcams like the one I'm using, especially if they're detached where you can point it at something. Some people have flip cams or whatever kind of camera that you can create a digital recording that you'll upload into the PAWS Dropbox. And if you go to the Dropbox area, you'll see it listed, extra credit for Chapter 7 YouTube videos, right? Okay, now, in that Dropbox, you'll see this instruction page. And let me tell you a little bit about it. First, some of the legalities. It has to be your original video. Don't go out and find somebody else's recording. That would be very bad. First of all, there'd be a problem with plagiarism, and that can get you in serious trouble with me, and I would report that to the college. Don't plagiarize. Don't steal from someone else. You can do this, right? It's good practice for you, and it's a learning opportunity. In addition to problems with plagiarism, if you take a video from somebody else that's not your work, we would have academic misconduct problems, ethics problems. The whole student handbook would really be against you, okay? It's against college policy. As you record the video, be mindful of your background, right? You don't want family members walking through, especially if they don't want to be in the video, right? Don't use foul language or any images that might, be less than constructive. Focus on the problem. Certainly if you've got a paper with a problem written out, you probably can't read this, but you could print, for example, a connect problem, read it, and then make sure the camera can see as you solve the problem. You can solve it on a whiteboard when you're at school. That would be a great opportunity. Have somebody video you as you solve a problem up at on the board, right? You could solve it in Excel and record your screen. If you use your calculator, record the steps on your calculator, or just do some handwriting like they do in videos. Make sure you use a heavy pen. Pencil doesn't record too well, so that it records very well. As you do this, I want you to get it down to the point that you record it in a single take. You might have to practice a few times. Think about the way that you're going to present the information, what you're going to show, what's going to be pre-written, and what you're going to write out as you go through the video. Okay? Go through a little bit more. You're going to take this video that you create and you're going to upload it into PAWS. Once I get it, it becomes my sole property. I have all the rights and permissions to it. It's not yours anymore, okay? I am going to take that video and I'm going to make it public on YouTube. So remember that. You do not have to put your face in the video. You certainly can. I have some students who enjoy doing that, but I do need to hear your voice. I don't want somebody else doing this for you. I want you to explain how to solve the problem. By demonstrating it, what almost all teachers know is that when we explain it to you, we learn the process better. When students explain to other students, the student who's teaching learns the process, the whole problem solving much better, much more deeply. So that's what you'll gain from this. That's a really big benefit in addition to a bonus point. Also, let's not forget, you got to solve these problems anyway. You're just videoing the process, okay? Now, it does become mine. Make sure you read this on the instruction page, right? You submit the assignment, it becomes my sole property, and whether or not I publish your work also is my sole discretion. So if you do a good job, I'm going to publish it. And I gave you a link to some examples where you'll see how other students do. So don't feel like this has to be a professional work. It really doesn't. Just one take of somebody solving a problem. You, right? Okay. So, do the video demonstration in a single take. Don't send me 5 different pieces to splice together. I'm not going to do that. I may edit your work. I might add something, title slide to the front and something to the end. I might chop out a piece here or there if there's a problem. And what I'm saying is I have the right to do that. Again, you're giving me the video. Want to be clear about that. You're going to make your millions someplace else. Okay, don't worry about that. And for the videos that you give to me, those are the ones that become my property, right? Okay, earn up to 1 bonus point, up to 3 videos. You'll use the same Dropbox. You just submit, and then you can come back in and submit. Maybe put a comment in the submission Dropbox. This is video number 1, video number 2. Okay, that type of thing. So you'll do that. Now, how do you do this? Look at page 2 of your handout. This is how I prepare. Typically what I'm going to do is let's say you email me and you say I don't know how to solve a certain problem. I often do video messages back to individual students who say I don't know how to do something. Well, I don't just turn the video on and start talking. I go through and I set up and I write out my variables, and I might put them into Excel and have half the Excel sheet already done and that kind of thing. And so you figure out how you're going to do that. If you want to do paper and pencil, you don't have to have any special screenshot software. Like I said, maybe just use your telephone video camera. You might have some things pre-written out. You know, you've seen that in some of the videos that you've watched. Some of the videos that you have watched throughout the semester, the person has things pre-written on a whiteboard or pre-written on a piece of paper. They read that and then they add on to it. Again, use those as examples, okay? Now, make sure you solve it correctly. How can you solve it correctly? How do you know? Well, because, back in the olden days, what they used to do, and I think I've probably told you this before, they used to only assign students the odd-numbered problems. You know why? Because the answers to the odd numbers were always in the back of the book, so you could check your work to see if you got that right. See, if you understand the process, then if we change the numbers on you, the process is still the same, right? So it's about learning the process. We've talked about that a lot from this semester. So let me give you some ideas. One I've already given you is Connect. Print off a problem from Connect. Make sure that you see the answer and understand the solution so well that you can solve the problem yourself. You know, as an online class, we don't get to sit around and do this together up at a whiteboard, so this is our way of collaborating and demonstrating that you know how to do the work. Now let me give you some ideas. I'm going to start with this pretty page. This is Appendix C from your textbook. And have you ever looked at Appendix C? You might want to, because as I look through here, I see that there are answers to the odd-numbered problems. So perhaps as you look in your textbook here in Chapter 7, let me flip to one, well, I could just go anywhere here. You'll see, like, here's some exercises, and it even says Connect exercises, and I see like this is number 31 and 33, and maybe you could work one of those. Here's 23 and 25, 27. Maybe you could work through those problems, check your work against the answer in the back of the book, and make sure that you're getting the correct answer, right? So that would be important. Here's another idea. If you need a little bit more guidance, now remember Connect provides the solution, but there are, in the middle of the chapter, see this blue box? These are, you should know this by heart, self-review exercises. So here's one 7-4, it says the temperature of coffee, and it talks about that being a normal probability. Well, did you know, have you ever checked, that at the end of the chapter, let me go back one page here, answers to self-review exercises. So you could solve that and then look at the solution, make sure you're doing it right, and go through and video yourself demonstrating that. Now let me tell you some things that I hope are obvious but that you don't want to do. I would never want you to read the problem and go, well, there's the answer right there, there it is. You don't want to do that. That's not explaining, right? How did you get 0.80. How did you get 9 minus 8? Where did the 9 come from? Where did the 8 come from? Where is 1 over 14? Where did that come from, right? The same types of questions that you would have if you were watching someone solve the problem. Again, whether or not it earns the bonus point or not, whether or not I publish it is my sole discretion, but at the same time, I think you can do this. I don't want to talk you out of it because I think this is a great opportunity. I did, within the Dropbox, give you a link to some problem-solving exercises that students did for Chapter 6, and you can use those as an example. Some are great, and I could give you a lot of examples of where students have done this. Some are better than others. I just encourage you to try it, because through that problem-solving process, you really do internalize the knowledge much more deeply. So I think you can do this if you really put your mind to it. There's so many ways to capture video nowadays. Make sure it's legible, that I can see it on the screen and that other students can as well. I think this is a great opportunity for us to share and collaborate, and for you to demonstrate your problem-solving abilities and to earn some extra credit points. And you want to know what else? I want you to get on the homework for Chapter 7. The test scores were not as high as I would have liked to have seen them. I think we can trace that directly back to the homework performance. I cautioned you about that last test, and we saw the relationship between the homework and the test grade, and it's really come barreling down this time. It does take time. I think you'll find Chapters 7 and 8 a little more challenging. We are at that point of the semester where students often do find it challenging. The trick is not to avoid it. The trick is to get involved. Start trying to understand what you don't understand, right? Get in there and start working on it. If you have questions, of course, you're welcome to email me, but this is your opportunity to shine and to earn some bonus points by giving me a video that I can upload to YouTube of you solving a Chapter 7 problem. Thanks. Talk to you soon.